We are anticipating a rather busy summer in East London once again, with Graham Potter, of course, at the helm, and with Carl McCauley here. I've been joined by Gonzo from Hammers Chat. Gonzo, I want to talk to you about a certain position, though, I feel that needs addressing at West Ham.
That sounds a bit rude, Mark, to be fair.
It does. Well, it's a little bit early in the day for all that, but you know what I mean? It's Friday, the sun's shining, I can't help myself. Goalkeeper I want to talk about. That's a position I want to talk about, Gonzo.
Oh, right.
All right, we'll save that one for another time.
Yeah,
I think it's a priority, Gonzo. Actually, I'll tell you what, first of all, before I go into it, how are you? You all right? You've been keeping well?
I'm all right. Yeah, the sun, you can see the sun shining. That there is not, that are not studio lights. That is genuine sunshine.
Genuine sunshine.
Well, I've been watching something called Paradise.
All right.
It's all right. It's not as good as Severance, but yes, people that have seen Paradise will understand my genuine sunshine reference. But yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm feeling good. I think the sun, it does, doesn't it? The sunshine does something, doesn't it? It does make a big difference. It lifts the mood.
Oh, burns your skin.
Burns your skin, you know, apart from that. And also, I think a couple of back-to-back wins and a couple of clean sheets have got me a little bit excited. This is what happens, and it all comes crashing down on Monday night.
Triple whammy, mate. Triple whammy. Yeah. Well, we both recorded our previews, haven't we, for Newcastle?
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to it. I've just got the appetite for West Ham now. I don't know why, which is bizarre, isn't it? I was saying this to Tom in the preview. It's really a weird scenario to be in that we're 15th in the league. We've had an absolutely crap season. We're going to have to get rid of a load of players that haven't really worked out. There's so many problems at West Ham, but I'm feeling more optimistic than ever than I've been in the last couple of years. It's a really strange time.
Oh man, I'm not quite. I think I've got localized positivity. Rather than I think I'm okay for the next games, so to speak. Yeah, I'm not. But we'll talk. Listen, we'll talk about next season, and we'll talk about goalkeepers. That's absolutely fine. I do. Yeah, I think it is something of a priority. We're a funny old club, actually. So I was just about to say we don't spend money on goalkeepers, but that's not true. So when we bought Phil Parks from QPR for £500,000, which was actually the world record for a goalkeeper, believe it or not. The world record transfer fee for a goalkeeper. What a goalkeeper he was, by the way. Best autograph in football, by the way, Phil Parks. You can't fake that one, that's for sure.
Really? I don't think I've met Phil Parks and I would have thought I'd have got his autograph, but I must have not done it then because I would have noticed that. Well, it's really quite
beautiful. It's a double. It's got a double P. It's very good. You've got a little smiley face in the dot on the eye. It's a top class autograph. Truth be known, I got a shirt somewhere. Signed by the team. You couldn't tell who's who. It was from the Jesse Lingard season. Probably another way to describe that season. But we call it the Jesse Lingard season. You wouldn't take honestly. You could have, honestly, your little ones could have scribbled on it, and I wouldn't know. All right. In fact, they might have done.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was me.
So you that sold it.
Yeah. Genuine. Oh, you thought they were players? Oh, no.
Yeah. So goalkeeper. Yeah, mate. So you obviously think it's an important bit to do.
Yes, I think we should maybe, top that 500 grand on Phil Parks and actually go and spend some money. Quite nice. I mean, do you know what? It's been a while since we've had a really... Well, actually, that's not true. We've had Fabianski's been great for West Ham. So I think he's been such a good servant. But it feels like we are lacking that number one goalkeeper. I feel like we got two number twos.
Just be careful, man. I'm not trying to last to the end of the video with that sort of talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sold on Areola, Gonzo. Don't get me wrong, he's not a bad goalkeeper. If West Ham were to say, look, actually, we're not going to prioritise a goalkeeper this season, we've got other positions we want to deal with, that's going to be another season where we're going to leave it. I wouldn't be, horrendously disappointed and think, oh, that's a disaster. But, he's not a bloody Roberto, but he's not the best. Let's be honest. I don't think he's the best. He's not the most. He doesn't instill me too much confidence at times. And although he's a good shot stopper, he's proven to be that. But I don't like his distribution really. I feel like he's a bit vulnerable as well in the air when dealing with crosses. Doesn't look overly comfortable. I just want a West Ham. I think it's time to get this nailed on. And I'm sort of stealing something from yourself and Gio here in Liverpool's. Kelleher, I think it's pronounced.
Yeah.
The Irish goalkeeper, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really likes him, doesn't he? And to be fair, like Gio tends to be pretty good with that, with his players that he notices. Do you know what I mean? You tend to, if he really recommends someone, you tend to think, yeah, that's pretty good. So I've been looking into him a little bit more. Obviously, he's the Ireland's #1 goalkeeper. It's time for him to be playing regularly. He can't be second fiddle. This feels like a good opportunity, doesn't it, for a club like West Ham? Don't you feel, to go and get this addressed?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it's always a funny one to know what to spend on a goalkeeper, and I am wondering. I don't know. People could have a look. So it'd be a good barometer. When we spent that £500,000 on Phil Parks, that was for a goalkeeper. What was it at the time? How close was that to Trevor Francis? Was the first £1 million goalkeeper, £1 million player. So he was obviously striker when he signed for Nottingham Forest, first £1 million. So, and that was a first £1 million player. Was that close to that time? I can't. My memory's not that good with that sort of stuff. But what I'm saying is, would you, for a good goalkeeper, do you pay half as much as you pay for a good outfield player? I mean, what they pay for Liverpool pay for Alisson? 80 million, was it?
Was it that much? Really? Was it that much for him? I mean, I need to. I don't really know. I know it was a big fee, but I didn't know if it was that much. Funnily enough, I looked on just before we started this video, that Callagher, and this is that transfer market, so I don't take too much notice of that website. It's kind of take it very loosely, but they value him at 22 million euros. That Callagher, which I imagine he's a bit more than that, to be honest. I would imagine 25 million pounds would probably be enough for, you'd imagine, to get a decent goalkeeper at 25-30 million. Oh, that's my mind. I can't imagine being much more than 30 million, you reckon?
Well, no, and I agree. I hadn't really given it too much thought, but I think it sounds about right.
Yeah.
Would I expect to get a good goalkeeper for £30 million? Yeah, I would. Then again, I'd expect to get a good striker for £40 million. That don't always happen.
Really? No.
No, I wonder. I can't see us paying that sort of money. I think that's the thing. I do agree, right? So Areola, my thoughts on Areola are, his hair is very similar to yours, actually, Mark, to be honest with you. So
he's got it more backany, and I need to get some dye as well, possibly.
I'm sure your subscribers will request a slicked back look on your next video.
Just for Mexicans. That's what I need.
just I like that. Very good. Very good.
There you go.
He's a good shot stopper. Distribution, actually, I like the way he throws the ball quick and he throws the ball accurately.
It's kicking, isn't it? It's a kicking bit.
Yeah, well, it is. It is. Now, there was... Maybe it was... It has to be Arsenal. We kept on passing it back to him all the time. And I think, okay, well, if you're going to do that, you better get someone who's comfortable with a ball at his feet. Because, you almost want like an outfield player who was at an academy from when he was 10, but at the age of 14 had a growth spurt. And then, chuck him in goal and give him the gloves, because he might have some basic footballing skills there. And I think that's the thing. But I do wonder if everybody is looking for that goalkeeper that's comfortable with a ball at their feet. But I also would actually think now that there's going to be a younger generation of them that have been trained to do that. I can't remember whenever it became fashion that goalkeeper. You've always had a maverick or two, right? Always throughout football, we would try and do something silly with the ball at their feet and all the rest of it. But I think when they abolished the no pass back rule, anything like that got stamped out of them for a while. So it took a brave manager to say, actually, I am going to. Because obviously, beforehand you could pass it back and they'd muck around with their feet for a while, then they'd just drop down, they'd pick it up with their hands. So I think that changed the face of goalkeeping quite a lot there. And I think then it took a brave coach to say, I'm going to start instructing my defenders to pass it back to the goalkeeper. And he's actually, because he can't pick it up, he's going to start passing it. So I do wonder if in turn academies start coaching that stuff. And there's another crop coming up who are all really good with the ball. I don't know. I don't really watch goalkeepers. I just wince at goalkeepers, really. So I can't say I've got I watch them and can tell a good one for a bad one, particularly. I do think we should do it. I do think it's a priority. I also do think that Potter's probably good enough to negate the crossing aspect. Catching crosses can be sorted out. What you can't be sorted out if you're going to keep passing it to his feet. You can't make a Steamboat Willie who can't trap a bag of cement able to suddenly turn into Ronaldinho if you're going to keep passing him the ball back. And I think that's the issue there. So yes, I'm not sure we're gonna do it, mate.
Yeah, that's my worry. That's the fear I've got, Gonzo. I feel like because of the task at hand, when you think of the summer, the amount of turnover of players I'm expecting to see happen, I think there's going to be a fair amount of it this summer, and the limited budget that we keep getting quoted. I don't know enough about it really. This budget stuff, I just feel like it's a bit confusing when it comes to West Ham. We're 1 minute skint, and then we're laying out £57 million bids for players. I don't really get what's going on, but suggestion is that we haven't got a huge amount to spend, so we're going to have to sell players. I just wonder whether West Ham are going to put aside the 25-30 million we need for a top goalkeeper. I struggle with that, but I do think it's important because you think about the spine of the team. We talk about we do need a new spine, and I do think there's an opportunity here to get a really decent goalkeeper in. Callagher's, from what I've been looking at, from obviously seeing from what Gio said and yourself as well, talking about him, but looking as well his performances for Liverpool and Ireland, he does look a really good keeper. I think it's a good opportunity for West Ham, and I really do hope that we are prioritising it. I think I'd be upset if we missed out now, kept Ario for another season, then next summer we don't have those options available. Yeah, that's my feelings. Before we wrap it up, though, in terms of the keepers we've got, then Areola and Fabianski, I know that you've recently done something on players to keep, sell, loan, etc.
We did, yeah.
What were you? Where were you on the keeper front then? Are you saying then are you thinking you want to change the goalkeeper then this season, or were you quite happy to stick? I probably should have looked at that before I did this.
No, I wouldn't worry about it. I probably should have stick to what I said. I should have been consistent and said on here what I said on my own video. I put on there to keep Fabianski and to sell Areola. Now,
right,
with a view to Fabianski being the second choice. Well, obviously, with a view to us bringing in a goalkeeper.
Still floating around as a number 2.
Oh, you have a floating. You got a false 9 and a floating number 2. Every team's got to have one, mate. Yeah, absolutely. That being said, we've got this situation. So we've got the situation at the moment with Carlos Soler, who it's quite funny. It's sort of quite entitled in the way that he said, "I will sign for West Ham, but you'll have to pay my 225 grand a week wages." I'm thinking, well, you're not signing for West Ham then, mate, really. So that's that. But it does show the wages that these players are on when they leave PSG, which is exactly the situation that Areola is in. So Areola's got 2 years left on his contract, and there aren't going to be too many players, too many teams that are going to pay big money for someone on that big wages. It's just one of those ones where you're probably going to have to initiate some kind of payoff, or there's going to have to be some kind of recompense in some way to get him off the books. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get rid of. So it may well be that actually it's easier to release Fabianski and then keep paying quite high wages for Areola. So, but my choice is definitely to get in a new keeper. I just do think, I think it's an easy thing to say, which is just as well, because I remember doing a video about it. You could talk about it, but actually think about it, right, to get Areola's wages off the books, and then for us to go and attribute £30 million to buy a goalkeeper. I just can't see that. Take Todibo as an example. If we, and I don't think there's a massive desire from the club to get rid of Todibo, but let's say they wanted to do it and they wanted to flip Todibo, it'd be in order to save £35 million. So we pay Nice the £35 million, and then Manchester United give it to us, right? So we've just been used as a staging post, if you want, as a middleman. Can I see West Ham using that money and giving it to a goalkeeper? I just can't. I cannot for the life of me. I can see us going out and that going towards the striker or going towards the dynamic midfielder or whatever it might be. So I just think if you look at those two stumbling blocks, Areola's wages and us just trying to, trying to prize that hard cash from our cold, hard, dead hand, I think that would be quite hard to do.
Yeah. I'm with you on it. I do agree. I just think as well with as I say, the enormity of the change coming up this summer, which I do think there's a lot of work to be done with the squad. I feel like I do wonder whether you've hit it now on the head in terms of his wages as well. I just think it's going to be a struggle. I do wonder where it sits in terms of the priority. I personally think it's a priority position to sort out. But I do wonder if they're going to hit the pause button on it, possibly for another year, which would be disappointing. Before we wrap it up, though, I did get a suggestion on Aaron Ramsdale. I keep getting his name pop up. The fact he will be available at a pretty reasonable price. Is he someone you would ever be interested in seeing at West Ham? I know there's a few fans quite like him. I've always been a little bit on the fence with Ramsdale. I felt a bit sorry for him with what happened at Arsenal because I thought he was quite good for them. But there was obviously a reason they got rid of him as well. Is he someone that would you entertain him as West Ham went to look at him?
Or dance for him?
give him a little. I
don't entertain him. Yeah, like do a little make a dog out of a balloon and stuff like that. Show him a
yeah. I thought another video idea. I know you. When I was scraping around a moment for video ideas, there you go. The balloon special.
Yeah. Tune in next week, folks, to the balloon modelling video. I think. Yeah, I like him. I think it's easy to like him. He's got personality, and I think that always that stands out, doesn't it? Which is great. But apparently he can't catch a ball too well. And you mentioned Roberto earlier. I don't know. I'm not even comparing the two. In all honesty, it's one of those things. I've got quite strong opinions on who I like as a midfielder and who I like as a striker, and I've just never had those strong opinions on goalkeepers. I haven't. It's always seems to be someone else pointing out what they're doing. Crap. Oh yeah, now you mention it. Yeah, maybe he should. No, don't get me wrong. If they go full Roberto and they do a full flap and all the rest of it, or do something stupid, it's obvious to see. But there's quite a lot of nuances in terms of goalkeeper positioning, how you close off angles and stuff like that, which I just don't fully understand. And so apparently on some of that nuanced stuff, Ramsdale is not great. So I'd have to bow to somebody else's superior knowledge on that. But as a character, as a personality, I mean, I've got no problem at all. And I think is he not good with a ball at his feet? I know Pope was. I know obviously he's gone now, but when Pope was available, he really good shot stopper, but no good with a ball at his feet. So there was a reason for not getting him. So it's a complete goalkeeper, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, mate. I do think. Look, I'm a little bit like you. I have to sort of be told a little bit about goalkeepers a lot of the time. I feel like I don't necessarily really clearly see the real issues, and also not so much the issues, but also goalkeepers out there that I think, they would certainly fit us. I'm always like, well, it's just a goalkeeper. So I'm open to suggestion with it, but I do agree with the Kelleher assessment from Gio and yourself. I do think he probably
stop lumping it. It's Gio. It's stop you. I can't take credit. Take credit. Fine, it could have been, honestly. If a goalkeeper drops the ball in their own goal, I think, crap. Honestly, I do not. It's like you watch another team play. You watch. Don't get me wrong. I can see Martinez is good. So sometimes you see it, but I think they've got to be truly exceptional. There's no way I'd be able to spot an up and coming keeper. It'd be good in the future. Well, I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know why you really did this goalkeeper video, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look, mate, I really appreciate you coming onto the channel to discuss it. And look, we got. There's going to be so much to talk about in the coming weeks, and obviously the summer in terms of positions and what we're going to be up to. Because I think it's going to be another busy one for West Ham. I think that's kind of goes without saying. So I think the goalkeeper situation is an interesting one. It's going to be quite. I'd love to know what Potter thinks. That's what I'd love to know. Obviously, he's not going to be questioned too much on it at the moment, but I do wonder whether it's a position that he's looking at thinking we do need to get it sorted. But like you say as well, I think with the budgeting stuff as well, I just think whether there's other priorities at the moment that's there that they're probably thinking, well, let's wait and see. But Gonzo, pleasure seeing you as always and catching up with you. I'm coming over to your channel shortly, to do something to talk about. Is it Lewis Guillermo we're talking about?
I think we are going to talk about Lewis Guillermo. Yeah, don't go hunting for it on the internet. Don't type Gonzo into the Google search bar. That's advice for your subscribers.
Is that right? Really?
Don't want to do that. Oh, you don't want to do that? I tell you. Yeah. No,
I'll make note of that. Noted. Don't search Gonzo. Fair enough, mate. All right, mate. Great to see you as always. I'll catch you soon. Cheers, mate.